There are nights in Hollywood that feel loud, messy, and unforgettable. And then there's the night Kris Jenner turned 70 years old and somehow managed to drag the entire Beverly Hills Police Department into the celebration. People love to say that money buys peace, privacy, and control, but watching what happened at Jeff Bezos' estate that night, it looked more like money bought noise complaints, chaos, and neighbors threatening to move out before morning. Let me paint the picture for you the way people inside the circle described it. Bezos wasn't throwing a simple birthday dinner. No. He opened up his $165 million Beverly Hills palace like it was a music festival, a movie premiere, and a billionaire cosplay night rolled into one. The kind of night where the entire neighborhood could feel the bass vibrating through their bedroom walls. The sound didn't just spill over the hills. It echoed like a stadium concert. I'm talking windows trembling, dogs barking, neighbors texting each other asking who the hell decided to host Coachella at midnight on a Tuesday. And the funniest part? Even with all that money dripping from every corner of that house, the party still spiraled the exact same way any messy house party does when someone's playlist gets too ambitious. It started with noise complaints. Then came the lights. Then came the officers. And once the cops show up to a billionaire's estate twice in one night, you already know the drama is real. From what insiders said, the first officers who rolled up were just annoyed. They weren't impressed, weren't starstruck. They were tired of hearing uptown funk shaking the hillside at an hour when most people were trying to sleep, and trust me, nothing humbles the world's richest man faster than a police flashlight pointed at his hedges while a neighbor screams from their balcony, "Turn it down!" But this wasn't just about the music. Oh no. This night had layers. People said the moment they stepped onto the property, they knew the evening was going to overheat. Cars were already backed up along the narrow street, security was yelling over each other, and the drop-off lane was moving with the speed of a funeral procession. SUVs lined the road like it was award season. Drivers honking because no one knew where to go. Neighbors watching from their windows trying to figure out whether Beyoncé was inside or whether someone had accidentally thrown a rave. Inside the house, though, the energy shifted completely. It wasn't chaotic, not in the loud way. It was chaotic in that awkward, why is this person talking to that person kind of way. The kind of vibe where celebrities group together in little circles, whispering, glancing around, trying to figure out if they've wandered into the wrong event. And maybe they did, because half the guest list looked like someone threw names into a blender and invited whoever popped out. Oprah was there. Mariah Carey was there. Adele was somewhere in the back, looking pleasantly unbothered. Paris Hilton floated around like a professional guest. Jay-Z walked in without Beyoncé, which immediately sent people into whisper mode. Tyler Perry, Sarah Paulson, Naomi Watts, Vanessa Bryant Sierra, billionaires, directors, royals, and then, of course, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who somehow get dragged for existing no matter where they go. The joke online was that they must have snuck in because people love pretending they aren't Hollywood royalty anymore. Meanwhile, Meghan walked in giving that look. The one that could locate the nearest camera lens out of 100 people without even turning her head. She came prepared to be seen. And you want to talk about being seen? Justin Bieber showed up. And of course, the internet had a meltdown because one photo of him had what looked like some mysterious white powder on his pants. People online immediately lost their minds, making jokes, assumptions, conspiracies. The whole internet circus came running. But no, it wasn't what people thought. It never is. But the memes were brutal, and honestly, Justin didn't help himself because he looked like he was in his own universe that night. But the biggest shock wasn't Bieber or Oprah or even the billionaire roll call. It was the unexpected appearance of Bruno Mars. Because for months, the entire internet's been pushing this rumor that Bruno is stuck in Las Vegas performing non-stop to clear some massive casino debt. People joke about him being trapped in some glittery purgatory, unable to escape the slot machines. It's dramatic, it's exaggerated, it's definitely not confirmed. But fans love a rumor they can sink their teeth into. So when Bruno walked into the Bezos mansion and then grabbed a mic, People online lost it. The conspiracies resurrected instantly. Some said he looked tired, some said he looked stressed. Others said he looked like he snuck out of Vegas disguised as a room service worker and performed at Kris Jenner's party before anyone noticed. But rumor or not, let me tell you, the man delivered. Every insider said his vocals were punching through the hills like cannon blasts. That performance is exactly what triggered the first wave of complaints. You know the sound is insane when billionaires are the ones calling the police. And this is Beverly Hills we're talking about. A place with rules, regulations, and neighbors who will call authorities over a leaf blower that's 2 decibels too loud. So when a concert breaks out at midnight, game over. People were mad. Like, I'm calling my lawyer mad. The first visit from officers came with a warning. The second came because Bezos, in some genius moment, placed fake hedges along the road. They were decorative, but apparently illegal. And when the cops rolled up the second time and saw those hedges blocking the sight line of the street, oh, they were annoyed, not impressed by the wealth, not dazzled by the architecture, just irritated that they had to explain basic city ordinances to a man who could buy the city. Meanwhile, inside, the party kept shifting. The music kept climbing. And the whispers, they grew louder than the bass. Because that's when the secret wedding rumor started spreading through the crowd. Someone inside claimed they overheard a planner talking about a surprise ceremony. Someone else said they saw an arch of flowers being moved around earlier that day. Someone else mentioned Corey Gamble looked extra sharp. Within an hour, guests were leaning into each other asking, "Wait, is this a wedding?" And then, of course, the internet got hold of that whisper and turned it into a full-blown prophecy. People genuinely believed Kris Jenner was going to walk down an aisle at Jeff Bezos' house while the cops circled the property, as if she would let her big romantic moment get upstaged by flashing red and blue lights. Let's be real. Kris and Corey have not exactly been walking around giving bridal energy. The rumor made no sense. But no rumor spreads faster than one dropped in a room full of celebrities holding champagne with nothing else to do. Out in the streets, things were getting even more chaotic. Drivers were stuck. Cars were inching forward like they were trapped in a red carpet traffic jam. Guests rolled down windows asking security what was happening, and security shrugged like they were extras in a movie who forgot their lines. People couldn't even open their doors without hitting another SUV. Insiders said Oprah looked like she reconsidered her entire evening the moment her car headlights hit the flashing police lights ahead. And Mariah Carey? Let's just say she probably asked her driver to turn this entire situation around immediately. No diva has time for noise complaints, but the most hilarious part was what happened every time someone whispered, "The police are coming back." Because apparently, the DJ took that as a challenge and turned the music even louder, as if volume was going to magically fix anything, as if the hills weren't already echoing with every note. You had neighbors texting the HOA in all caps, people online comparing the scene to a disaster movie, guests inside pretending they were having the time of their lives while side-eyeing the windows every time a siren echoed in the distance. And the decorations? Don't get me started. Some parts looked like $200,000 worth of glam. Other parts looked like someone ordered them off a same-day delivery app at the last possible minute. It was a mix of high-budget perfection and, did a PA put this together during their lunch break? The kind of messy contrast that only happens when planners are scrambling, guests are arriving early, and billionaires think any problem can be solved with a phone call. People online were analyzing photos like detectives. Who stood with who avoided who looked miserable, who looked like they were plotting their escape. Memes were flying. This party looks like a billionaire buffet. This looks like A-list speed dating. Why is everyone here but Beyoncé? Why does Harry look like he doesn't know where he is? People couldn't even agree on who was having a good time. Some said Justin Bieber looked spaced out. Others said Oprah looked uncomfortable. Others said Mariah looked expensive, as she should. By the end of the night, The entire neighborhood felt like a Hollywood set that refused to wrap. The police had been there multiple times, the sound still traveled through the hills, and guests were tiptoeing out trying to avoid being photographed next to flashing lights. And yet somehow, despite the noise, the chaos, the traffic, the rumors, the hedges, the complaints, and the unanswered questions, Kris Jenner floated out of that house like she had just filmed her own season finale. And that's exactly what this night was, a season finale. Loud, dramatic, full of cameos, a little messy, a little mysterious, and guaranteed to make the internet talk for weeks. So now I want to know what you think happened that night. Was it just a chaotic billionaire birthday? Was there something deeper going on? Or did Hollywood just have one of those nights where everything, and I mean everything, went off the rails at once? Drop your thoughts below, and before you go, hit like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into celebrity chaos. Trust me, this circle never sleeps, and neither does the drama.